you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Jenny Stockles and I'm the coordinator of the media centre here at school.
Yeah, and everything's up and running.
Everything's up and running. We started off at 9 and we were set up by 9:56.
For how long have you been an educator?
I've been educator for 34 years, but retired and am running the centre.
Now, you must have seen computers come in and get stronger and bigger. How has it and how do you think it will still impact the school? So since the last 5 years, and you think over the next 5 years, how will it change the education system?
Oh no, the kids are very excited about this, and for the education system with the curriculum now OBE based, this should really be helping the child a lot.
So they are keen to learn.
They are very keen to learn. At this point in time they are busy sitting at the computers already, so I don't want to know about Monday when we really get them all started.
You reckon it would be harder to get them away from the computers?
It would be, and I think we're going to work longer and longer hours than ever now.
So they're actually keen to come to school, they're keen to do their work on computers.
They are very keen to do the work on the computers. Seeing that we did not have any for the past 4 years, this is probably going to be it for the school.
Brilliant. You said you had 25 new computers donated.
Yes, the Mark Shuttleworth Foundation has given us donated 20, and our chief sponsor, which is Gail Reid, she has sponsored us 25 computers.
He's got a huge computer room.
We've got a huge one set up. It's actually our old art room, which we have set up. All the infrastructure was done by the school and sponsored by Gail Reid. So yes, today is the day, the biggest day in our life.
So who's doing the teaching? Is the kids teaching the teachers or is there...
I think more the kids teaching the teachers, more so.
I've learned from the other school that it's just more Linux based.
It is Linux based, it's open source.
And it's horrible. I've never worked on it. Is it user friendly?
It is very user friendly and it's one to be recommended to all the schools.
Really?
Definitely.
Thanks so much. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I'd just like to say thank you very much to the Shuttleworth Foundation for making our dream come true, and also to our chief sponsor, Gail Reid.
So what I need, let me just switch down quick.
Hi, my name is Asana. I live in Langan, Cape Town, and my school is Windermere Primary, where Mark Shuttleworth gave us computers, 32 computers. And there's a joke for you. When a person say, "What's up?" you say, "The sky." Isn't that great? Yeah, I think that's great.
Brilliant.
Yes.
What would you know? Would you know what an operating system is?
Operating system. An operating system is where the things, it's like where the computers operate. It's where all the computers that we have go through and where we get all the things from. That's an operating system.
Do you know the difference between Linux and Windows?
Linux and Windows. Windows is like where you get more information or more games or more programs. And the Linux, I don't know what's in Linux.
Action.
Linux is where you get more information bigger than the Windows. And Linux is Windows you get free, and Linux you have to pay for it.
Take 3 and go.
Windows is very expensive and Linux is cheap, is free. So Windows is not like everybody can click into. It's only the Linux where people can click in.
So do you reckon it would empower, first of all, your generation, second of all, your community, and third of all, the world in general, if you can make software free? You reckon the economy and technology and education will grow and become stronger if you make the software free?
I think if I would make the software free, I think all the people in the communities would have a better chance to click into it better than the white people. See now, it's like when there was apartheid, it's like black people will not click to an internet, but now they do. But there's a few of them, 90% of them don't click into. There's only those people who are in government, like educators, like CEOs, things like that. They're the only one who click into. But people like us, like our moms, don't click in if they work like in a shop, barber shop, things like that, or they work for a person, so they can't have a computer, so the computer is very expensive to have.
So do you reckon and do you hope that computers in perhaps 5 years' time will become like a radio or like a television that every household, never mind how poor you are and what sort of work you do, you reckon each household
Could have a computer.
could and will have a computer? Do you hope it would be so?
I hope it will be so. So you can do things better than like going to the shops, like going to the bank to get money. Just go to your computer and save your money with a computer.
Now, you know you can work on a computer, you can type, you can make letters. Is there any fun things that you know of that you can do on a computer?
On a computer you can paint. On a computer you can visit a person who's in Japan and you're here. That's more fun, and you can go to internet and click to people you have ever seen, just see them on the computer and can see their faces on the computer. That's fun on the computer.
What about games and movies and music?
Yeah, you can also click into the people, music and games. You can also click into the Tupac, you know who Tupac is. And Eminem's D12 you can click into via computers. And you can click into people you never seen before, but via a computer. I think that's fun.
What is your favorite thing that you do on a computer?
My favorite thing is to take the information from the internet, from the local stores, and click it to my disk, so I can have my information on my disk. If there's an assignment, they ask a person like this, have you been in contact with the person? Then I say yes. Then I bring the disk, then I give them the information.
As far as careers go, what do you want to do one day?
I want to be a motor mechanic.
A what?
A motor mechanic. No,
Auto mechanic, okay.
motor mechanic. Next year I'm going to Odomolo Technical High School. So my plans were to go to do a motor mechanic thing.
Even though that's mechanical, do you reckon in the future that will have lots to do with computers?
I know.
You reckon?
I reckon that, like, now most of the things are done by a computer. Like, most of the forms are like turning to be computers, small computers. But I think to be a motor mechanic, I can produce my own car. Just putting small computer on the car, then you don't have to drive things. Just press left, just press right, up, down, reverse or front.
How far in the future do you reckon it will be before cars will be driven by computers?
I think in 10 years time. Because like in USA, they have the car like that. I think they did. It's a Mercedes-Benz SLK if I'm right. I think it's Mercedes-Benz. You have to put in the clothes and the spectacles on. You don't have to do anything. Just drive.
Does your mom and dad know how to work a computer?
Yes, my mom does, but I don't have to do it.
And do you know more than your mom or do you know less than your mom?
I know more than my mom.
Is it? And is she proud of you doing the internet and doing email and that?
She's proud of me doing anything. She's proud of me. I'm a studio presenter, by the way, I love Life FM. But then the audition to be live. So I didn't go through to the auditions, they didn't tell me so. But my mom is proud of me being a studio presenter.
Brilliant. So you do this normally. Well, what are you doing now?
I'm just working on my computer, playing games, and I'm just going to see what other games are there and to play in that.
What's your favorite thing to do on a computer?
To play games.
Is it? And if you have to work, if they force you to work, what's your favorite thing is?
To play on the computer, to play, to go through the painting and printing it.
Is it? So you like the graphic side of it?
Yes.
Brilliant. What's your name?
Daryl.
Now, how old are you, Daryl?
I'm turning 13 this year.
Brilliant. Thanks. What's your names?
My name is Hadika. I'm 13 years old.
Yes, and you?
My name is Yuridi and I'm 12 years old.
And you, man?
My name is Kashfa and I'm 12 years old.
Tell us, there's a general notion that girls are not so technical and that computers are more so for boys. Do you reckon it's changing? Do you reckon the girls are going to rule in the computer era in the days to come?
Yes.
What sort of things do you do on computers?
Play games, like and information
Information.
of history or for homework. We have a project got a computer.
What do you want to be one day? First you?
A doctor.
And you?
A doctor. Lawyer.
A doctor and a lawyer. And tell us, do you reckon computers would influence your work in the future quite a bit?
Yes.
And how do you think it's going to be? Research-wise, I guess? Tell us, do you know the difference between Windows and Linux?
Yes.
And can you tell me the difference between Windows and Linux? I know it's a hard question. Okay, next one. You've got older. Do you know? Okay.
Joe.
And Joe, what are you doing at the moment?
Well, currently I'm just reconnecting the connector onto this network cable.
And tell us, was your setup flawless, effortless?
Well, I can't say it was flawless, and it was definitely not effortless. It did take some time to get this up and running.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is everybody glad and appreciative of your efforts?
I definitely think so, eh?
Yeah. And do you reckon it's the good work that you've been doing?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it goes back into community, it goes back into a better and prouder South Africa.
That's right.
Do you see that happen firsthand? Does it take long? Do you see these people becoming empowered and more educated and more obedient and more responsible?
Definitely.
Literally overnight.
Definitely, because I mean, everyone has to learn. I mean, these kids learned quite a lot, and at their age, I mean, definitely there's growth for that in this country. Yeah.
Brilliant. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Rudy Sean, and I'm 12 years old. I attend Windermere Primary School.
What is your favorite thing to do on a computer?
Play games.
Now, who is the smartest computer guy in your class?
It's me and Abdurrahman.
Is it? Do you have a computer at home?
Yes, we have two.
And tell us, do you have Windows at home or do you have Linux?
We have one computer that has Linux and two that has Windows.
Brilliant. Now, we are more used to Windows, but do you reckon you will be switching to Linux in the near future?
I think so.
What is it about Linux that you like?
You can do much more in Linux if you know how. Windows, you have to buy programs and then do it.
So Linux comes with all the programs.
Yes,
Was it hard for you to learn Linux?
very hard.
Is it hard for the old people because the kids learn fast and they're much smarter with computers, face it?
I think so, yes.
So is it hard for the old people to learn Linux?
Very much.
Is it? Now you're helping the old people along.
I don't know. Because there's not a lot of old people in our house.
Oh, I can imagine, yes. So you reckon that children is empowering the older people?
Yes.
Because you learn faster and so forth. Obviously you're thankful for Linux, making their software open source.
Yes, very much.
Thanks so much. Your name, ma'am?
I'm Ruth Lucas, and I'm an educator at Windermere Primary, HODL Foundation phase. That is what.
What ages?
They range from grade R to, which is 5.5 to about 9, from grade R to grade 3.
Are you computer literate or good at computers?
I wouldn't say good at computer, but computer literate, I think. I basically know how to switch on the computer, type up whatever I need to do, and get it printed.
Did you find it hard to adapt to Linux?
No, not really, because I have a lot of help. A lot of my colleagues are quite computer literate, and if ever I need anything, they would come and help me, and that is basically, I lean on the support of my colleagues.
And the learners, they adapt faster than the older people?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And you'll find that lots of our smaller ones, especially our grade 1s and grade 2s, are actually quite, I can say that they're more computer literate than anybody else I know, because they want to learn. We had a situation where we had to, with the computer lab being set up, we were putting cables and that, and yesterday when we had a whole section of 25 computers that we needed to crimp, and all those, that whole process that they needed to be part of. We brought the boys in here, the grade 2 boys, and there were about 70 of them, and you had to hear the buzz, you had to hear the excitement, and it was something that they wanted to do. And I think that this is the start of the technical careers for some of them, and it's also, I think, the most important thing that you can teach a child is actually skills, and that is part of the skills development. And everybody thought taking grade 2s into the computer room to help with the crimping and that of the cables is going to be disastrous, but they just proved themselves that they're actually interested, and they did it.
So as far as communities go, they are obviously more willing to learn on a computer. Does it capture their attention more? Are they more obedient? Are they more disciplined when they sit behind a computer?
I think that yes, they are more obedient. That is for sure, and it's also because I think children have a natural curiosity, and this inanimate object that just stands there and that you can do something on is something that grabs their attention, and that automatically you don't have that many discipline problems, like if it's just a teacher with 40 children in a class. But if they sit in front of their computer, they actually, they sit and they start working out things, and once they've done it, and what I find amazing with the learners is that when they're busy with something and they find out that I can do this, they tend to want to share it with their friends, you see, and I think to me, computers are going to be the way where we teach each other also, besides just sitting there and working out and finding ways to work the computer or work a program.
Now this is a hard question, because you reckon, truthfully now, that computers would make teachers not absolute but more redundant.
I won't say that it makes them redundant, but it would enable them to, if you teach a concept in class, you'd be able to have something else to help with the consolidation of that concept. And if the computers can fill that role, because you obviously need to know that when you're working and you're teaching children, you're dealing with human beings and there are emotions, there's those things. Computers will never be able to take over that aspect of teaching. But it can help. It will obviously help us if the computers are used as a tool to consolidate what is being taught. Brilliant. I think that would be
Good
great.
Answer. Good answer. I'm very impressed by the answer. What is your favorite thing to do on a computer?
Playing solitaire.
Okay, we'll give in for that one. Thanks so much for your time, yeah?
It's a pleasure.
What's the problem? Your involvement first. Who are you? What's your involvement? How long have you been doing it? Highlights perhaps over the last few years? You can start with you, ma'am. Ladies first.
I'm an educator at the school.
Okay.
I've always been involved with the computers room as such, and with educating the children about the computers. I have a passion for computers, and that's why I think I'm so excited about the project that we've run and set up today.
Brilliant. Are you more on the software or hardware side of computers? Your interest?
I should think more on the software. I think Rodney's more into the hardware.
And it's good that you're into software. Linux, it's foreign to me. I've never given Linux a test drive, but how do you acclimate to Linux?
Just seeing having a look at it now and seeing what it is about. I actually think that it's a great thing. And the one thing that I actually like about this whole setup is having the server. We, in the past we used to just have the 10 computers, and you used to have to go to each computer to see where the problem lies. But I believe with the server, you can actually pick it up much quicker, so you don't have to go individually and waste time there.
How long, sorry Rodney, how long have you been in charge of the computer room?
Well, when I taught grade 4 and 5 just a few years back, I was in charge of the computer room, and then with we got somebody else in to run the computer room, and but I've always liked working with computers.
Now, is there any highlights over the past few years? I mean, what apart from this today, have you seen any paradigms as far as interest from children is concerned? Any things that's happened where a problem child might be so keenly interested in computers that he's completely converted? Do you ever experience things like that?
Most definitely, because you find that the children are actually eager to come to the computer room, and if you actually tell them, you know, if you're going to misbehave, you're not going to come to the computer room, you know, you actually see a change in the child, and the child being hands-on actually at the computer, and the things that we used to do with him is like, it wasn't just playing games. They would be able to type a document, they would know how to go and insert a graphic, they would be able to type a letter, so that one day they'd be able to type their own CVs, and also find their way around the computer, how to start up, log off, and things like that. That's basic things we teach them, but so that when they get to any computer, they actually know how to assess and go into it.
Rodney, this computer room, I can tell you, is one of the nicer ones. In fact, it might be the nicest. Do you reckon it will influence your enrollment figures for next year?
Oh, we definitely hope that it will increase your enrollment figures. This is why we opted not only to go for 20 computers, but for 45, so that we could accommodate a big class, and that each child could sit at his own server and work on it at his own PC and work on his own.
How long have you been an educator?
How long have I
been an educator?
For 15 years.
15 years. So you must have seen computers come. How has it changed, and how do you think, more importantly, it will change over the next 5 to 10 years?
I think in the past, when we started off, we worked with the 486s. It was extremely slow, but at that time, I think for children to get onto a 486 and just to have the opportunity of working at the computer was excellent, because if you look at the learners that we have at our school, most of them come from disadvantaged backgrounds. They don't have the facility at home. And here they could walk into a computer room, sit down at the monitor, at the keyboard, the mouse, which was something totally new. And we took them further with that 486s that we had, with Windows 95, and now we've changed to Linux, which I think it's a total different experience for the children. And they're going to find it so much more interesting, I believe, because now each computer that they're going to be sitting at, or each station that they're sitting at, is going to be personalized to them. They will have their own username. They will be able to come in there, log onto their own computer, retrieve what they've been working on last week, and then continue working on that particular computer. Whatever they put on there will only belong to them. And I think that is going to be so different from the past, where you would work here for 25 minutes or 30 minutes, log off someone else's work, and next week you have to start again. Now they just continue from where they stopped, which is going to be excellent, I think, in the future. And the learners today, the youngsters, you won't believe how eager and how quickly they actually latch onto these computers. For me, and I think for most of the other educators, we actually take a while to actually get into certain things. But these youngsters, once you put them at that computer and you leave them there for 25, 30 minutes, it's difficult to get them away. It's like a drug, and they want to be there all the time, which is great.
Good answer. Brilliant.
Yep, we are the SWAT volunteers, and name is Saki, Dinto over here, Eddie and Joe.
Now, I'm dying to know what's under the hood of that monstrous machinery. What's in there? Hard drive space, RAM.
A little bit of lights, some wires.
Okay. The rest is a mystery. Yeah. So, but honestly, how large is the hard drive?
I think it's P4. It's got a 20 gig hard drive. I think. I'm not sure. In fact, I don't know. To tell you the truth.
10
It's got a 10 gig.
2 hard drives.
It's got two 10 gigs.
Yeah,
it's got a gig of memory. Oh, I don't know.
Thanks.
But you can always check.